For dinner tonight, we are having chicken spaghetti, green peas, and crescent rolls. So happy Sunday. For dinner tonight, I'm going to make chicken Alfredo pasta. I've got some chicken. I've got a zucchini that really needs to be used up, so I'm going to dice it up and put it in a skillet with some yellow squash, some onion, and some carrot. We're going to saute that up and then put some Alfredo sauce and chicken in it, and then sprinkle it with Parmesan cheese, and we'll have a chicken vegetable Alfredo pasta. I've got some water warming up, and I'm gonna cook the pasta, and then I'll add it to the skillet with all the vegetables, chicken, and Alfredo sauce. So let's get to cooking. This is crazy pasta. So there was penne pasta, there's some ziti, and there's also some maize rigatoni, which is big rigatoni. So we'll just cook it all up and it'll be crazy chicken Alfredo veggie pasta. I'm going to let my vegetables soften and get nice and tender. This is looking really good, but it needs some green. I'm going to put some spinach, some frozen spinach in it. Make it a little bit greener. That looks much better with the spinach, so we'll let this heat up and warm through, and then we will serve it up. We have some leftover garlic bread from going to Vince's a couple of nights ago, so we will have this with some garlic bread. And here is our chicken Alfredo vegetable pasta. We have our garlic bread to go with it, so happy Saturday. For dinner tonight, we're having leftover pasta, leftover chicken veggie Alfredo pasta, Caesar salad, and a garlic hot dog bun. So happy Monday. For dinner tonight, I am making white chicken chili in the crock pot. This is so good. This is the McCormick white chili seasoning mix. It's the best, but it's not easy to find. The only place I can find it is Walmart or Ralph's. They don't have it at the Albertsons, Vons, or Safeways. So what I did was I put 2 chicken breasts in the crock pot, and I put in about a half an onion, and I put in some beat up old celery that I had in my vegetable drawer, and I let that cook until it was browned. And then I put the seasoning mix in, and now I'm going to put in some white corn and some white beans, and that will be our white chicken chili for dinner tonight. And here's our white chili. I put a little bit of sprinkle of cheese on it and some sour cream. And we are having these Pillsbury cornbread swirls. So I've never had these before. Hopefully they are good. So happy Tuesday. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be Taco Tuesday, but we're having White Chili Tuesday. For dinner tonight, we are having BJ's Takeout. So we have some baby back ribs, wedge salad, roasted asparagus, and we are fortifying it with some mac and cheese that was in the freezer, a Stouffer's mac and cheese. So happy Thursday. This is my birthday dinner, even though my birthday's not until Saturday, but it might be raining, so we're going to have it tonight. So happy Thursday. For dinner tonight, we are having leftover ribs. We've got some macaroni and cheese, some roasted asparagus. Now this is fresh. I just roasted this tonight. And also we have Caesar salad. So happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. It is Sunday morning, and I'm thinking about dinner. So it's raining outside and it's cold and dreary. So I'm going to make some crock pot soup. I've got my crock pot warming up. I have a big freezer and refrigerator clean out going on here, and it's going to make some good soup. So I've got some, this is about 1/3, maybe 1/4 a pound of ground beef. There's a little bit of ground beef in here. not much, but we're going to use that up. We've got some frozen tomato that was in the freezer. There's a couple of those. There's another one here. There's another frozen tomato. We've got some salsa that needs to be used up. Broccoli, zucchini, onion. These are some random frozen onion that was in my freezer. When we go to El Pollo Loco to get tostadas, I like to get onions on this side. And they usually give us too many, so whatever's left over, I just throw them in the freezer in these little bags they put them in. So they make great soup. And then we have a fresh tomato that needs to be used up. We've got celery from the refrigerator, carrots from the refrigerator, frozen spinach from the freezer, some leftover green beans from the freezer, and some leftover au jus gravy from the freezer. And then I'll make cornbread to go with it. I have honey cornbread or the jalapeno cornbread. I'll probably do the jalapeno because it's not as sweet. I find this honey cornbread way too sweet, so I'm going to probably make the Mexican style. So we're going to put the ground beef and let that brown first in the crock pot, because you can brown your ground beef in the crock pot. It just takes a while, but we have all day since it's raining, so let's get to cooking. And I have my coffee while I'm getting this ready. So we're doing this before we even get breakfast going. Okay, it's been about an hour. The ground beef is browned nicely, and it actually looks like a lot of ground beef. So we'll start adding our vegetables, and this will cook on high all day, and we'll have some yummy soup tonight for dinner. Okay, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the soup is ready. So we're going to make our cornbread, and we'll have our dinner. So the cornbread, you need an egg and 2/3 cup of milk. So we'll get this in the oven, and we will be eating dinner very soon. And here's our vegetable beef soup and our mangled jalapeno Mexican cornbread. So happy Sunday. For dinner tonight, we are having the DiGiorno pizza that I picked up at Walmart, and we are also having Caesar salad and a cold frosty one tonight. So happy Monday. For dinner tonight, it is Taco Tuesday, and we are at Rodrigo's, and we are having the lunch special, but this is also our dinner. So we have a shredded beef taco, a cheese enchilada, we've got rice, we've got beans, and we have lime margaritas. So happy Taco Tuesday. For dinner tonight, we are having our leftover vegetable soup, which is so good, and it's even better left over. And we are also having cornbread and a Caesar salad. So happy Wednesday. For dinner tonight, I'm just going to make pasta bake. I've got some pasta, some sauce. I'm going to use a little bit of Greek yogurt and this farmer cheese that I got for a super fantastic deal at Albertsons. And then I've got some random cheeses. I've got an open container of Parmesan and an open container of Italian style cheese. So I will just put some pasta in, put the farmer cheese and the Greek yogurt in, and put the sauce in, and then cover it with cheese, and then bake it in the oven at 350 for about an hour. So let's get to cooking. Kind of crazy pasta. There's a few different kinds in here, but that's okay. It's going to be delicious. This farmer cheese is very much like cottage cheese. There's no salt added to it. So it's like cottage cheese, but with no salt, but it's got good protein in it, and it's kind of creamy, but you know, like cottage cheese is kind of chunky, but it's really good. So we're going to use it up, and it's going to be like ricotta cheese or cottage cheese, so it's going to work good. We're just going to glop it in here like we would if we were using ricotta or cottage cheese. It's going to add creaminess, it's going to add protein, it's going to add some flavor. It's going to be yummy. I did add about a 3/4 of a cup of water because that pasta is dry. It's going to absorb some liquid, and I don't want it real dry, so I did put some water in it. I'm going to cover it tightly, either with foil or a lid, and just let it bake, as I said, in the oven at 350 for about 45 minutes. Then I'll take the lid off, put some more cheese on it, and let it go another 15 minutes. And so dinner will be done. Quick, easy, fast dinner with things I already had on hand. I found the lid, so I'm going to use the lid. Okay, it's out of the oven. It looks and smells fantastic, so let's plate it up. And here's our pasta bake, our garlic bread, and our Caesar salad. So happy Thursday. Okay, that's enough. Thank you so much. For dinner tonight, we are having our leftover pasta bake with Caesar salad and garlic bread. So happy Friday. For dinner tonight, hubby is going to barbecue this porterhouse steak on the grill. So I had a personalized price at Albertsons to get it for like $13 a pound. So this steak was $15. I used 800 points of meat rewards, which gave me $14 off. And then I got $2 back from checkout 51. So it was like a $1 money maker for this steak, which is a fantastic deal. Along with it, I'm going to put some asparagus in the oven, and we're going to each have a half of a baked potato and half of a sweet baked potato. So let's get hubby to cooking, and let's get these asparagus in the oven and the potatoes in the microwave. So we will all get to cooking. And here's our perfectly barbecued porterhouse steak, our roasted in the oven asparagus, half of a sweet potato and half of a baked potato. We'll put sour cream, butter, Greek yogurt on our potatoes, and I also have a little bit, we each get a teaspoon of brown sugar on our sweet potato. So that is what we are having for dinner tonight. Happy Saturday. Happy Steak Saturday. Okay, last night's dinner was so good that we have to have it again. So we're having roasted asparagus. We've got our porterhouse steak and half of a sweet potato and half of a baked potato. And here is the porterhouse. I already cut me a chunk off of it. So happy Steak Sunday. For dinner tonight, it's Thanksgiving, and we're having rotisserie chicken, stuffing, scalloped potatoes, roasted vegetables, green bean casserole, stuffing and gravy, and garlic bread. So happy Thanksgiving. For our dinner today, this is our lunch dinner. We are at Cracker Barrel, and darling husband is having Nashville hot chicken. He has greens. He's got mashed potatoes and gravy. We have corn muffins and biscuits. I'm having the country vegetable plate with one of his chickens. I've got fried okra, country green beans, macaroni and cheese and hash brown casserole. It is so, so delicious. So that's what we are having for our dinner on Saturday. Happy Saturday. For our lunch dinner today on Monday, it's happy birthday to darling husband, and we are at Rodrigo's, and we are having a cheese enchilada, crunchy taco, beans and rice, chips and salsa. So happy birthday, hubby. Happy 29th birthday. For dinner tonight, we are having pizza and salad. This is the garlic duo pizza. This one is so good. It is so, so good. So that's what we're having for our dinner on Saturday night. Just quick pizza and salad. Super quick, super easy, super cheap dinner. So happy Saturday. For dinner tonight, I'm going to warm up these tamales. These were on $5 Friday at Albertsons. There are 6 of them, so 6 tamales for $5 is a great price, because here in Southern California, I think they're about $25 to $30 a dozen. So we're going to try these out. And I'm going to heat them up in a skillet, and depending on how they turn out, I'm going to also put some of this green enchilada sauce on top with some cheese and melt that, because I like my stuff really saucy. Sometimes for me, tamales are dry, and I don't really know what I'm doing, but we're gonna try it and see how they work out. Heat it up in the skillet with the sauce and cheese on top. And to go with it, we're gonna have black beans and Mexican rice. So let's get to cooking. While our rice is cooking, we're going to make up a quick pumpkin dump cake for 2. So we're going to start out with 1 egg, and we're also going to put in some pumpkin. This is canned pumpkin, not pumpkin pie filling. You can use pumpkin pie filling, and then you don't have to put in any spices. But today we're just going to use plain canned pumpkin, so we're going to do just a couple of spoonfuls. We're not measuring, we're just measuring with our heart here. So I don't have any measurements, but it's pretty easy. We're going to mix that together until the egg is beaten up. And then we'll probably put in about 1/4 of a cup of sugar and 1/4 of a cup of milk. And then we'll put our spices in. I've got a bunch of sugar packets, so I'm just going to use a bunch of sugar packets, but it'll be equivalent to about 1/4 cup. We have our sugar in. I'm going to put about 1/4 of a teaspoon of these spices. I'll probably put a whole bunch of cinnamon though. Ginger, nutmeg, cloves, and a whole bunch of cinnamon. And we'll put just a little splash of milk in. Okay, that's enough. Now we'll mix that up and put it in a pan and sprinkle cake mix on top and slices of butter. Okay, now we're going to sprinkle this spice cake mix on top. I usually use yellow or vanilla cake mix, but I have this and this goes really, really good with it. So we're going to sprinkle this on top. And now we're going to put these butter slices on top. This is 1/4 of a stick of butter. It's probably too much butter, but that's okay. We don't mind having too much butter. So we'll put this in the oven at 350 for about 45 minutes, and it'll be delicious, and it's going to smell great while it's cooking. So let's get it in the oven. And it's going to smell so good cooking. Okay, we have our tamales going in a skillet, and they're getting brown on the outside, which is supposed to make them all good and brown on the inside. So we'll just turn them over. It's easier to do with your hand. And we want them to heat all the way through, so let's hope this turns out good. They sure look and smell good. Okay, they look good. They smell amazing. So we're going to put them on the plate, take the husk off, and put the green sauce on and plate them up. Okay, let's take these husk off and put the sauce on and sprinkle some cheese on top. And hope that it tastes. You'll see it's got a nice brown charring on it. So I think that's a good thing. Okay, I tasted it without the sauce on it. It's really good. It got really nice and hot on the inside. So it's very good. Okay, I tried it with the sauce and the cheese on top. It is so good. Definitely a 10 out of 10, and I'm not even a tamale kind of girl. Tamales are not my favorite thing. I love enchiladas and tacos, but this tamale is so good. So that is what we are having for dinner tonight. Tamales, beans, and rice, which I've already torn up halfway. So happy tamale night, tamale Sunday. Okay, it's out of the oven, and we're gonna serve it up with some ice cream.